thanks to the authorization and infrastructure, and also they will benefit from the services that the European node will offer to run their research. So it's also the platform, it's an important point to discover and share research outputs that could be, as we know, publication, data, software, and services, and of course tools, because there is a metadata knowledge graph that is supported by the EOSC European node that will be, of course, also shared with the national nodes. And also there is the provision, and this you can really test it, of high quality and integrated compute and storage services to support researchers. So I will show you. Researchers can connect to the platform and have access to services like notebooks, virtual machine, and data file transfer, and whatever. So here the EOSC node was launched in the last symposium in Berlin on October of the last year. And yeah, it's this node, it's also a model for the European node. So it is possible to download, because it's open source software, to use this software to realize the national node. So also bear in mind this. And of course, this is an option. And it's the first European level node, and it's fully operated. And of course, it's promoted and paid by European Commission. And now, I mean, in the next slides, I will show you how the nodes, the national nodes are involved in order to test the European node. So, as I said, now we are in this build-up phase with multiple interconnected nodes. We are identifying at the moment national nodes who will test the European nodes and also the thematic one. And these nodes will serve as entry points for users, offering a range of services, including, of course, data repositories and services. But keep in mind that, yes, the EOSC Federation is not only about technical implementation, as I said. A big challenge is also to set up a governance model, financing policy that are, I mean, shaped together and also shared all over Europe. And so this it's very important and essential element for building up the federation. So for this reason, the EOSC Association, that is the group of all the contributors from the member states and also from the organization who are part of the EOSC Association, they, they support the creation, the elaboration of this handbook that outlines the purpose, the structure, the governance, and the operation of the EOSC Federation. This is built upon a co-creation method. And I suggest you to have a look to the document that it's released step by step, because it contains and presents very important insight on how to organize also from the governance point of view and the policy point of view the federation. So now we are, as I said, we are in the phase of enrollment of the EOSC node. So a certain number of candidates for the EOSC node has been identified through a huge phase of a survey. And now they are still in the process to select, because they have to demonstrate the governance that they have behind. And so, but it's just an initial phase. So for Bulgaria, take in mind this, that there is the possibility to add more nodes, and so to be part also for the next steps in the development of the federation. And so this is just the timeline. Now in March, I think 3 national nodes and some thematic nodes will be completed, identified, and will start to test the services and also the data gathering to to the European node. So it is very important to mention here that Horizon Europe, so the Commission, provides also support to EOSC and to the development of the Federation, thanks to the Horizon Europe program. So this will mean a call that will support also the development of national nodes and especially the federation of the resources. And not but least, also the training of these new competencies and professional profiles that are needed to make all this really working. So, yes, this is the challenge, that we need skills to make open science and the EOSC the new normal. And so I'm very happy to present here the Skills for EOSC project, because we are creating an ecosystem for training for open science and fair science. So here, just to mention that we have this letter report that introduced the idea of a fifth freedom for the future of Europe, and focusing on improving research, innovation, and education and open science in the single market. This is an important, vision document that it's also important to have under our eyes, because this fifth freedom that calls for a European knowledge commons, it's really aligned also with the scope of the Skills for EOSC, since we are strengthening this vision for open science skills and trying to address also the lacking of training resources in Europe. So the main objective of our project is to advance open science skills by unifying the current training landscape into a common, trusted by European ecosystem. So in this strategic document that it's called the Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda for Open Science, it's mentioned that there is a lack of open science and data expertise, as we said with our poll, the lack of a clear definition of professional data profiles and corresponding career path, and of course also a fragmentation in training resources. So our project tried to provide some answer, some solution to these challenges. So we are developing, we try to develop a new generation of open science and data professional. We try to bridging the gap by coordinating and aligning curricula for students and researchers. And so in the final goal is also to build a long-lasting knowledge hub of learning material and related tools, and influencing national open science policy for skills by supporting strategic leaders. Because one of the skills and the competencies that are requested to our researchers is also to have a clear dialogue with the policymaker and the policy decision maker in order to convince and to support them in providing the right plan to develop the open science. So we are addressing all this by a concept that I will present you, that it's a competence center, and we are building a competence centers network that will upskill researchers and professionals in each country. So we are trying to align the curricula. Thanks to our methodology, we call it the minimum viable skill set, and you will see in a few moments. And also we developed a fair by design methodology for learning materials, so the resources for learning are fair by design. That this means they are more accessible, more reusable, and yes, finally, we are also engaging with policymaker and knowledge broker in order to ensure this dialogue with the research. So the project, it's a very huge project. We are a 46 partner, and we are just in the last part of our journeys, because the project will end in next August. In the consortium also there are some research infrastructure from the ESRI that are OPERAS and EPOS. So the key concept of our project is are the competence center and the network. Then the minimum viable skill set, as I said, to define the essential skills for various open science roles, the fair by design methodology for learning materials, so the resources are created in FAIR principles, and then this train the trainer program that it's addressed to master trainer who are identified by the competence centers. So they are skilled by our project, and they can, on their hand, propose the courses in the national audiences. So yes, we are also working with professional networks, because it is very important also to develop these networks that can learn from each other. So we are identifying professional network and user support network, and we are trying also to support them so they can learn from each other. And all the results that we are obtaining are obtaining through a co-creation mechanism. So as I said, the main concept in our project is the competence center. It can take different forms because each member state has many different shapes. And despite these differences, the competence centers function as a hub of knowledge in open science, FAIR principles, and EOSC-related fields. And of course, each competence center brings together a network of experts who offer strategic advice, conduct research, but of course, make training. So then the competence centers also link with the local network. And most important, we are setting up the competence centers network. This guarantees also a certain coordination and alignment among the different countries, but because we are not creating just learning materials, but we want to build a system where curricula and learning resources will be are harmonized, but also after the end of the project. So we are setting up just in these days a very lightweight mechanism for alignment and coordination, and try to make this competence center knowing each other and start to collaborate also in the perspective of the EOSC ecosystem, so collaborating also with the EOSC node. So what we are offering to this competence center? So of course we have this methodology to harmonize profile thanks to the minimum viable skill set. We have the FAIR by design methodology to enhance accessibility and usability of learning materials. And also we have developed a shared recognition framework for learning material, a trainer certification and accreditation. And also the project provides some guidelines to implement open badges and European digital credentials for the trainers who are taking part to our training courses. And then finally, the Train the Trainer program that is tailored for different profiles. So yes, we have also to support competence center in developing network, professional network. We have created a starter kit that it's also nice to have a look to, that helps to establish and create new network. Then, of course, we are promoting the collaboration among the competence centers in part in our network, and we are offering specific tools to influence the national open science policy that could be adopted by researchers. So how we are designing our training program. So we have started to develop minimum viable skill set for different roles and of stakeholders involved in the open science workflow. Then, thanks to this minimum viable skill set, we have outlined the skills and the competencies associated to the open science practices, activities and outcomes. And then we produce all the learning material according to the FAIR by design methodology. And we are now we already started providing the courses, the trainer, and so we had just one course on the Science for Policy that will be replicated. So all the material are free available, but here the invitation is to be part of this process and to participate in our courses. And then, of course, the master trainer, after the project, they are invited to replicate, to adapt the learning materials to their national audiences. So we are developing different learning paths for different targets. So we have paths for the Science for Policy, for institutions. So we have courses designed for undergraduate, for PhD, data stewards and professionals, including also data librarians and curators. We have learning path for research infrastructure and thematic community, and of course for professional network. Of course, as you know, to deal with data research management and fair data, you have to take into account the specific requirements of each domain. And here in our project, we are tackling these four communities, the social science and humanities, thanks to the collaboration with operas. We have the community of the solid earth science partnering with EPOS, that is the national infrastructure on the solid earth science, the climate change, and the scientific collection curators. We are working with the Vienna Natural History Museums, and we have a specific course for curators in the museum. So just a few words about the minimum viable skill set profiles that are used to outline the skills required for these different actors, focusing on supporting the open science mission and its expected outcomes. So these are very high profile that summarize the essential components of open science in a very concise way, and they are offering high-level guidance for developing curricula and training programs. Then we have developed some different profiles for different roles. So we have minimum viable skill set for civil servant, for data stewards in the double position of coordinators, so more general multidisciplinary level, and the data stewards embedded in a specific domain research, early career researchers, ethic advisor, knowledge broker, legal expert, master students, and policymaker. So all this, it's also presented in a nice way. You can find all our deliverable in Zenodo, but we are developing a line of booklets. So we have the booklets that present this methodology for the competence center. And also we are starting to produce all these publications, so you can find also other interesting publications. So for example, the guidelines for honest broker, because they play this important role in bridging researchers and policy decision maker around, of course, the open science. And there is the fair by design methodology. Also our partner is very happy to provide specific webinars or training courses upon request. But here you have the booklet, and also on GitHub you can find all the and also in our learning platform all the modules. And the data stewards, that it's just here to mention the minimum viable skill set for the data stewards, because here you can have a look to the which are the most important and essential competencies that are needed for a data steward. So these are key figures that can support the research data, so to be usable, and also helps researchers in supporting the transformation of the research outputs according to the open science principle. So here we have in the booklet we present the skills and the competencies for two roles. One is the role of coordinator, which provides support across an organization, and then the embedded data stewards, which is closely linked to a specific research themes. So, of course, these roles can overlap, but and these are, I mean, just very high element, but they are very important to design the learning courses. So we have also the template for the minimum viable skill set, and here it's free downloadable, so you can find guidance on how to structure other minimum viable skill set. And this also has been developed with the purpose of skills development for various roles. And just few words about the Fair by Design methodology that I mentioned. This is very, very operative and very practical. It's a 6-stage workflow that builds on the traditional instructional design process while incorporating the FAIR principle. So in this methodology, it's okay, here you can see just this image, but you can discover all in the guidelines and in the courses that step by step the methodology tackles some critical factors. For example, the legal issues like the intellectual property right, the licensing, which licenses I have to choose for my learning resources, and the attribution, for example. Also, it emphasized the proper material description and referencing, employ metadata schemas with controlled vocabularies and persistent identifier, because most of the time we are creating learning resources presentation, but then even we are not able to go back and search in our institutes, in our work. And so we need also to enrich these resources with metadata schema to improve the searchability, but also interoperability. So yes, the trainer program, this is something that we offer also to you. It's addressed for the competence centers who have joined the Skills for EOS network. And so each competence center select the master trainer and participate in the courses. So then after the courses, the master trainers share the best practices and the lesson learned with their community trainers. So in this way, we hope to make the dissemination of the principles and also the harmonization of the curricula across Europe. We have also a recognition framework, because it is very important that the competencies acquired are recognized, at least within our realm. And so each course awards a specific certification badge upon completion, and by completing all the modules in a course, the participants can earn the certification of master trainer. So they can demonstrate their expertise and the mastery in the field. So, of course, we have applied this to our courses. And so, for example, here in the Fair by Design Trainer accreditation, that is structured into 6 stages. Each stage, comprising some specific new units, is designed to enhance the knowledge and the skills on the Fair by Design methodology. And as you progress through the program, you can earn a stage-specific open badge. And to receive this badge, of course, you must complete all the units within a given stage, and of course also having some tests and demonstrating that you understand all the content. We are also working in integrating the European digital credential in our recognition framework. So thanks to this system, your credentials are directly integrated in your European curriculum. So this is the very short presentation about the training course program. On the website you can see all the courses that we are offering. There are general courses on this methodology, such as implementing the Fair by Design methodology, and also courses on ethics and responsible research and innovation. Then we have courses for open science reading institutions that include also modules for undergraduate on ethics, legal, and social issues. And then we have these thematic open science training modules tailored for the specific community that I said. And currently we had some courses on the methodology and also the science for policy that will be replicated. But now we are getting in the hottest phase of the project. So in the next months, all the courses will run. And so, here I just put, but you can see also after my presentation, the list of all the courses. So for example, there are also different levels implementing the fair by design methodology for beginner. Then we have courses, the Science for Policy course that it's composed by all these modules. And then, the courses for open science reading institutions. So there are courses for how to use open licenses, or learning path for data librarians. And so, you can have a look also in the image. Yeah, and then not just few words, because my final invite is to be part of the Skills for Youth Competence Network. There will be just in today's another online meeting. So if you want to join, you can ask me as a competence center. In the registry, we have 7 competence centers, but there are ongoing discussion with other competence centers, but we have to reach as a KPI 10 competence center. So to be part of this network, you have to sign a memorandum of understanding. Then, of course, to demonstrate capability to organize open science training. This means to identify the master trainer that are that will participate in our courses, and then to be able to replicate in your national environment. So I think the Skills for Youth can provide to the Bulgarian roadmap to open science the support also to build such a competence center. You can get inspired by our minimum viable skill set. If you want, we can provide a specific also webinar support on the fair by design methodology. And you can learn from also the other competence centers being part in our network. On the website also there is a very simple, easy guidelines to set up a competence center, so you can have a look later on. And it's really an opportunity to take the Skills for Youth offering and to be part of this network. And I'm very happy today to support you with answering any questions you may have.
Thank you, Sara.